Alright, this is going to be a different kind of video than I usually do. This is going to be a POV night drive through Montreal and my Subaru Outback. I drove up here, and I kind of regret that because I hate fucking driving in the city because the city traffic sucks, but the highway traffic isn't that bad. So we're going to take a highway hop through the city's many highways. I mean, they're not really like full-on interstates, but you can go fast. I mean, I was driving out to Gamby just a couple days ago. I was doing 130K and 100K zone. I mean, they ain't gonna stop me. I mean, I could probably outrun the cops even if I had to, but there is a tunnel that goes through here that, the tunnel's pretty cool. I'm not sure if I drove on this one, but there are some cool tunnels, I guess. It's 8 p.m. right now, so the traffic shouldn't be too bad, but to my surprise, there is a surprising amount of cars in the city. But hopefully the highways won't be so bad. I mean, it's 8 p.m. Where the hell are people going? Yep, potholes. One thing you can't avoid in Montreal is potholes. And road work. Getting onto thru 136, which is, you know, the tunnel, and then that should lead us to the A10 or the A15, I believe. Oh god, there is traffic. I was driving here just yesterday, like around 3 p.m. traffic. There was not nearly as many cars, which kind of surprises me. I guess people work late in Montreal. I'm gonna let her unwind a little. Not sure, is there a third lane over there all the way to the left of the tunnel, or is that just a long ass shoulder? Not sure if I can really change lanes. It's a double cross line, which I don't get why. I mean, that usually means you can't pass, but this is a one-way tunnel, so I'm not sure really what the point of that is. Oh no, there is a lane over there, apparently, because there's a car driving in it. So I wasn't sure if that was just a big shoulder, or was it like the fast lane. Either way, this tunnel will take us somewhere. Oh, it looks like we're maybe coming out of it now. Yeah. Should take us to the A10. I think this one goes to the A10. Nice clear night in Montreal. I tried going out for a drive Saturday night, but it was raining and there was just bumper to bumper traffic. It was just atrocious. I sat in traffic for probably good 45 minutes to have like 20 minutes of fun on the A40, I believe that one was called. Either way, I'm gonna get out of this lane because it seems to be, yeah, not nearly as bumpy, so we'll stay in here. cruising on the expressway. Not sure why it's a 70K zone, but either way, I don't give a shit. I'm doing 110Ks, so I don't really care. A20. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go towards A20. We'll, you know, drive towards. I haven't really been much in the western part of the city. Been in the eastern part, not so much the western part. So I think the road just pretty much, yeah, merges into that road that emerges into that highway that goes towards Toronto and the airport. Nord. Oh yeah, that goes, yeah, you don't want to get on the A15. Yeah, the A15 is hell. I drove there Saturday night. Yeah, that was hell. No, we'll stay, we'll get on the A20 and go towards Toronto. We're not going to Toronto, obviously. I would like to go check out Toronto at some point, but it's a 5-hour drive. There's a bus lane, a bus and a taxi lane over there, but I don't get bus lanes, you know, like, why do poor people get to get where they're going faster than me? That makes zero sense to me, why poor people get to their destination quicker than I do. I mean, yeah, that's one thing I don't get. It looks like those are the train tracks there. I'm not sure if that's the metro or the subway. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's only a 70K zone. I mean, 70 kilometers an hour, that's about 45 miles per hour for my American viewers. Now, I don't get, why would an expressway be that fucking slow? It's a highway. You know, it's meant to go fast. I'm doing just shy of, what, 130 kilometers an hour, or 80 miles per hour. Heard a lot of wind noise. I'm not really sure what's up with that. I could just be driving fast, but it kind of sounds like I have a window down, which I don't. Weather hasn't been that nice in Montreal. Yesterday it was pretty nice. I mean, it hit 50. It was nice. And then I got really, really cold at night. Like, I'm talking, it was like 28 degrees this morning. And then it got warm again. I brought 3 separate jackets on this trip on me because I knew the weather was going to be all over the place. So I brought 3 separate coats with me. I brought, you know, my puffer, raincoat, and then this kind of, not really, just like a jacket, I guess. Oh God, looks like we got a bit of a pile up here. It's also because it was truck or trailer, whatever it was in the left lane, so that fucking plugged everything up. Yeah, I'm still amazed by how many cars are on the road at this time of day. Not nearly as bad as like Saturday night though, where, you know, shit was just plugged up. This place though, it does sleep, you know. This place is not New York City. It's not as crazy. This place does turn into a ghost town, usually around 10 p.m. The bars are open late no matter what. There's always, you know, a bar or a strip club that's open till 3, 4 a.m. But the nightclubs, usually, to my understanding, they're open Wednesday. Most nightclubs are open Wednesday to Saturday here. Some are open Tuesday, some are open Monday. I mean, it's kind of, I mean, it's not like New York where, you know, there's a nightclub you can go to 24/7. This isn't New York City, but it's also, to my understanding, it's a lot safer than New York City as well, because I saw school children, you know, like 6, 7-year-old kids walking to school alone, you know, in the street. They were just walking to school this morning. I went out for a stroll. In America, you would never see that anymore, because, I mean, in America, you know, the child could get abducted or, you know, hit by a car, but I guess in Canada, that's not really a thing. I met an American family that moved up from Long Island. They even moved up here because of, they said that mass shootings were just too much for them, and part of me doesn't blame them. Someone even asked me at the bar a couple nights ago, am I proud to be an American? And I said, God, no. And they asked, why is that? I go, that can't be a real question, because the political situation in the United States right now, it's nothing to be proud of, really. I mean, things weren't perfect, say, 5 years ago. 5 years ago was 2019. Things weren't perfect then, but they were sure as hell a lot better than they are now. You know, gas was affordable, groceries were affordable. Things were a hell of a lot better then, that's a fact. But not perfect either. Got a fucking Tesla here. Will he move over? Guess not. Gotta like the fact that there are lights though here on the expressway. You don't see that in the US. Oh, that Tesla, I'm not sure. He ain't gonna catch me. I thought he was trying to race me. Maybe that's a different Tesla, I can't even remember. Alright, doing like 80 here. I wouldn't really go much faster than this, because Quebec drivers, drivers in the city, you never really know. You can't, I mean, drivers within the city, they're rude, they're assholes, but drivers outside of the city are fine. Okay, I guess we're near the airport, I guess, because that's the Pierre Elliott Trudeau exit. So I guess that we're near the airport. So yeah, I don't see any planes, but there's a plane. Yeah, so driving in Montreal itself is not very fun. I wouldn't recommend bringing an SUV. I'd recommend driving, you know, a smaller compact car if you can. Because even an SUV like this car is hard to park in Montreal. I haven't seen a single pickup truck here. I saw maybe a couple of pickup trucks in Montreal, and so I'm not sure, is this like Moscow where there's a ban on pickup trucks, or I haven't seen many pickup trucks, or really, like, you know, large SUVs like a Chevy Suburban or anything of that nature. Most of the cars here are just front wheel drive, you know, economy cars, like compact cars mostly. I mean, there are, it's mostly compact cars and crossovers, but, you know, free road, oh man, we're low on fuel, that's great. Free road crossovers, you don't see a whole lot of them either, because again, they're hard to park. Parking is pretty scarce, you know, finding a free parking spot is hard to do. I found one that's right near my hotel, so I got lucky there, but I did get a ticket a couple days ago for being parked too close to the stop sign of the end of the street. But so that was essentially where I fucked up. But aside from that, the spot was free. But even finding a free spot, that's a challenge. And yes, we are low on fuel, but I'd say okay, it says we have 60 kilometers left, or 40 miles till empty. But that's a myth. This car can go further than 60 Ks. When the light comes on, it usually has about 80 miles of range left. I'm not planning on doing a lot of driving for the remainder of my trip. I have done, obviously, a significant amount of driving since I got to Montreal. I mean, I also, yeah, city driving and highway hopping like we're doing now, which is not great for your fuel economy. Yeah, driving at 75, 80 miles an hour, it's not going to do you any favors fuel economy wise. Yeah, the ideal speed for fuel economy is like 55 miles per hour. Yeah, I filled up in Plattsburgh right before I got to the Canadian border. So that was probably like, I don't know, 60 miles away from Montreal. And I drove to Montreal, but I also sat in idle traffic for a good 20, 30 minutes. So idling, that definitely wasted a lot of fuel. So I'm not planning on doing much driving, and the goal is to not fill up in Canada, because filling up gas is way more expensive in Canada especially Montreal, than it is in the US. So my goal is to make whatever I have left in the tank last until I drive back into the US. That's the goal. Even then, I'll put in a few liters if I have to, but I'm not, filling this car. I'm not filling it up to the brim. It would cost about, it's a 70-liter tank, so it's $1.20 a liter, $1.20 USD. So it cost about $70-80 to fill this car out from empty. And $70-80, that's what I was paying 2 years ago when we had crazy gas prices. It cost about $85 to fill this car up from empty. And I remember it. I paid $4.95 a gallon. That was the most I ever paid for gas in my life. Thanks a lot, Joe Biden. Yeah, let's see. Actually, we definitely traveled quite a bit of distance since we traveled 26 kilometers in 23 minutes. So that's 26 kilometers. It's like, what, 15 miles, somewhere there. I'm guessing that area. Yeah, once I got on the highway, I pretty much hauled fucking ass. So zoom out on the map here, see where exactly we are. We're outside of the city, I know that, so we're just kind of highway hopping outside of Montreal. Yeah, we're like in the southwestern corner of the city, if we're even in the city anymore. Yeah, the further and further I get away from the city, less and less traffic. But another thing I like about highway driving here is people speak my language. And if I'm doing, 80 on the highway and there's someone in the left lane that's doing, 70 miles an hour, if I flash my high beams, they move over. Unlike in the US where they fucking won't. In the US you have that problem of people that are doing, 50 in the left lane in a 65 mile an hour zone. You flash your high beams, you honk your horn, nothing fucking happens. So you resort to either throwing shit out the window at them or flipping them off. I mean, left lane generally should just be for passing and nothing else. It's just any, good driving practice. It's kind of just like standard strategy for highway driving is stay in the right lane unless you're overtaking someone. And well, I'm pretty much overtaking everybody. Get an ambulance there. I thought that was a copper. Coming up on the car here. Let's see if he speaks my language. We'll give him a flash of the high beams. Will he move over? No, he probably won't. There's actually several cars in front of him, so probably gonna get stuck. Probably gonna get stuck behind these guys anyway. I think they're all trying to overtake that truck, and they're just driving a little slower than me, so that's probably why. Yeah, they're not driving very fast. Another thing I noticed too is the speed limit for most highways is 100 kilometers per hour, or 62 miles per hour. In the US, it's like 55. Well, in New York, it's 55. Pretty much everywhere. The only place it's 65 is rural interstates. The fastest you can drive legally in New York is 65. Nobody fucking does, obviously. But in Canada, I mean, I thought the cops would be more strict about the speed limit, but that's not the case because when I first entered Canada, I saw the speed limit was 100 kilometers, so I set it for like 105. If I figured 5 kilometers over, nothing would, happen. Then everyone starts overtaking me, so people clearly, just like in New York at least, people don't really care about the speed limit, they just drive as fast as they want. And that's how it is in the US. In some places, the speed limit is just recommended. In Texas, the speed limit for highways is usually around 80 miles per hour. And in many cases, it's really especially in a place like Texas, it's really safer to drive this with the speed that traffic is going than driving the speed limit. In places like Albany too, it's usually safer to drive with the speed of traffic than the actual speed limit for safety reasons, because on, you know, the highways in the capital region, on, you know, 87, 787, and 90, nobody drives 55 miles per hour. Okay, the speed limit's 55, nobody drives it. I say most people do like 70, and you're better off, it's safer to do 70 miles per hour. And I don't think cops are really going to harass you. Even then, you just, even if you're doing 70, you see them, you slow down a little bit. If you're just doing like 65, you'll be fine. And we're actually, what the fuck is going on here? Okay, now he's moving over, because yeah, that car was stuck behind that black car. Come on, we're in a slowed down zone. Yeah, I think we are. I think that's why everyone's slowed down, because we're in a slowed down zone for some reason. Yeah, the road does get narrower here, and there is a bridge, so I guess that makes sense why it's a slowed down zone. So yeah, we've definitely driven out of the city. Yeah, we're coming up to some sort of metropolitan, like some sort of stop sign. So it goes from like a fucking interstate, it goes from like a highway to a main street, I guess, because now there's a stop sign. There's like a traffic light up here. I've seen this before on highways where it goes from, you know, an interstate just to like a boulevard. I haven't really seen that in the US. The only place I saw that was in Rutland, Vermont, where the interstate, it's not even an interstate, it's like a highway, it's US 4, and it just kind of ends, and it sort of just turns into like a boulevard, and then it just ends completely with a traffic light. We got a Dairy Queen there, but never actually had Dairy Queen. Maybe I should, nah, fuck it, there's Dairy Queen back in the city. I mean, I can always get some there. Probably gonna go hit the bars after this, after I get back to the city. So yeah, we're gonna turn around here and start driving back to the city. We got 60 Ks of range left. So we driven 38 kilometers, like 40 kilometers, we'll say. Oh, I'll just ask Siri what that is, because I don't know what it is. What's 38 kilometers to miles?
38 kilometers is 23.61 miles.
23 miles, not too bad. Not too bad. I actually didn't even need to grab my phone for that. What I usually do, I just hit this button here. Or if I even say, hey Siri. Yep. Okay, there it goes. So if I say, hey Siri, it usually responds. Nope, can't have that. I'll get fucking copyrighted. Yeah, this button here, the voice command button, it does work for Siri. Alright, here we go. I think you could pop a Yui. That was a 0 to 75 acceleration in a 3.6R Subaru Outback. And it shows this car has plenty of get up and go. 256 horsepower and I think 260 foot-pounds of torque. There's two variants of the Outback. There's a 3.6R and there's a 2.5. Well, the 2.5 is the standard one, and 2.5s are just gutless, if you ask me. It's a 4-cylinder in a 2-ton car. It's not going to be quick. But you put a flat 6 in it, it makes ample power. I mean, 0 to 60 is about 7 seconds in this car, but I've gotten under, like, I've gotten around 6.5. Really depends on how full how full the tank is. That definitely does play a factor, because gasoline does add weight. But yeah, I have won drag races in this car, believe it or not, in a station wagon. I've won drag races before. Lake George in December 2022, I raced the Legacy. I think I posted that clip on a short. Come on, move over. There we go. Alright, let's check the range situation. Alright, 60 kilometers till empty, that's plenty. That's like, if it, zeroes out for me and it just turns into dashes, then I would get a little worried. Yeah, we haven't been getting very good fuel economy in Montreal, but, that's just me.
Dad said, I'll check. Do you want to read your messages? Sent to who?
Dad.
What do you want to say to Dad?
No need, I found them.
Sending. No need, I found them.
Yeah, so that is the advantages to Apple CarPlay. Obviously, is that you get you get your music, you get the Apple Maps, and you get so you can essentially text hands-free while driving. That's really that's one thing I really like about Apple CarPlay. I don't use it too much. I guess I usually just use Bluetooth, because I usually just listen to my music and go. Unless I'm like, driving somewhere, then I will use Apple CarPlay, because I like having the map. I like this more than the standard Subaru map. This is like a TomTom system. It updates automatically, but I'm not too familiar how to use it. So it's just simpler to use Apple CarPlay, because it already has everything in it. It's my iPhone just on a bigger screen essentially, and I can do everything. I can do almost anything I do in my iPhone without having to touch my phone. That's I think Android Auto is pretty much the same too. I don't have an Android, so I have no idea how Android Auto really works. So yeah, we're doing like 30 kilometers over the limit, but I don't think the cops are really. I haven't even seen any cops in all my time driving on the highways here in Montreal. I have not seen any cops, just sitting with, speed traps. Yeah, I'm not sure what all that excessive wind noise is coming from. It sounds like, my windows aren't up, but they are. I think it could just be a windy night. Might as well set the cruise here. Yeah, the traffic driving out of here was very dynamic. Here, though, it's not dynamic at all. So, yeah, the car does have adaptive cruise control, so it'll slow down and maintain the speed of the car in front of you. But in certain situations, I don't use cruise control, and I don't recommend using it. I mean, it does work in, stop and go traffic in the city, but it's just not as responsive as the human brain. So that's why I try not to use it usually. So here, perfect example. It sees the car in front of it. I just turned it off by accident, but it sees the car in front of it, and it's slowing down to match the speed of it. So I have the cruise set for 130 kilometers an hour. It slowed us down to 110 to match the speed of the car in front of us. Normally what I would have done, I would have just turned off the cruise control and just let it get real close, and then flash my high beams at them. That's what I would have done, but I didn't, because I wanted to show you guys how it works. I don't really like it, when there's people in the left lane that are doing the fucking speed limit, come on, the left lane is for fucking law breaking. Think about it, the right lane is for speed limit drivers. The middle lane is for people doing 5 to 10 over the limit. And the left lane is for law breaking and people who can afford tickets, and, you know, NASCAR drivers in training. Yeah, that wind noise is starting to bother me. I don't know what it could possibly be, though. I think it's just a windy night, to be honest with you. So yeah, there's a maximum speed limit is 100 kilometers, minimum speed limit is 60. So I guess there's like a minimum speed limit, I guess. So people essentially have the choice of driving between 60 kilometers an hour and 100. I don't know who the hell would drive 60 on an expressway, though, because 60 kilometers an hour, it's like 35 miles per hour. You know, driving that slow is just downright dangerous. But yeah, I do like just how well lit up the road is, really. Yeah, it's getting a little bumpy, but A20 circulation fluid. What the fuck does... So yeah, good thing I didn't take the northbound highway. I'm not sure what it was called. I took it Saturday night. I just kind of went for a drive, but it was raining and there was fucking bumper to bumper traffic. So it wasn't really much fun. Fairly sharp turn, so I did let off a little bit there. Whoa, whoa. A little bumpy, but you know. Oh, and then we got that bus and taxi lane again. Now it turns back into a 70k zone, but I'm not driving 70Ks, that's a fact. I'm driving faster than that. Got a BMW here that's fucking... Dude, come on. Okay. Well, he was stuck behind someone, that's why. I see what he was. Yeah, BMW drivers, they usually don't, you know, sit around. Yeah, he's driving about as fast as me. I'm not sure if he's a crazy having fun or is he just running late for wherever he's going. So yeah, this is one of the few times I've enjoyed driving in Montreal. So yeah, the highways aren't so bad. I mean, they're fairly straight. They're a little bumpy, but you can go fast. And people usually move over when you flash your high beam. So better than in Albany, that's for sure. Doesn't use his blinkers, but that's just classic BMWs for you. Oh man, we got a fucking bus. Am I gonna make it? Yeah, we're fine. That was a tight gap he made it through. Come on. Maybe not. I'm not sure what that bus is doing, so I'm not merging over there. Alright, come on. Come on.
From Dad. Okay.
Alright. Is he stuck behind someone? I can't. No, he's just being an asshole. He won't fucking speed up. God, I hate these people that flash your high beams long enough, they move over eventually. Okay, now he's moving over, thank God. And we got this fucker who's... Yeah, I'm not sure why the fuck it's getting so polluted now, driving back. Speed through here, so yeah, I am gonna tune it down a notch. Not sure why that is, but these like commuters who are driving home? Because you don't see many people driving into the city at night. You know, you see people driving out of the city into the suburbs, but you don't see many people driving into the city. Yeah, I can't go very fast here. We're not even back in the city yet. I'd say we're still... Well, actually, no, we probably are by now. Yeah, I was hauling ass on the way out of here. It's, that's the thing. These people. Take a few of these assholes. Bus and taxi lanes, I don't get those. Alright, yeah, we just had a little cluster of traffic there, but we're past it. Yeah, we got a few of these. Maybe not. We're still going faster than we were back there, that's a certain. Thank you. I didn't even have to flash my high beams for this one. Back into the city. Whoa, that guy's hauling ass. I mean, I'm doing 80. He must be doing like 90. Or I'm doing 130. He must be doing like probably 160 maybe. I'm trying to, you know, go off kilometers, obviously, because I'm in Canada, but I have a good idea, you know, how fast miles per hour is to kilometers. I know, you know, 60 miles per hour is about 100 Ks, 80 is about 130. I kind of have a good idea. I know like 55 is 90 kilometers an hour, 80 is 50 miles per hour. So I have a good idea of the conversion. Kind of wish we had metrics in the U.S. That's the one thing I don't understand about the U.S. is why do we still use imperial units? The only place that uses imperial units, I think, are the UK and the US. I think those are the only two places left that still use miles per hour. I think everywhere else it's kilometers. Yeah, that's what I don't get that. I mean, in Canada they used to use miles per hour until the 70s when they converted, and the US was also going to convert as well, but for some reason we never did convert to kilometers. Oh yeah, I did drive on this road. I remember this well. Coming back into Montreal. Okay, this lane ends. It wants me to move. I like how those little signs there light up and tell you to. This fucking asshole won't let me in though.